What's going on, guys? It's your Alchemy Printsmith, and in this video, I will take you through how I designed and 3D printed my own Minotaur bust. We will be covering the sculpting process, such as how I prepared it for 3D modeling and 3D printing, and finally, I will go through step by step how I painted it, which to my demise was a pretty lengthy process. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. We will begin the development stage here in ZBrush, where 60% of the work is done. If you would like a more in-depth tutorial of how all of this is done, check out my earlier videos where I explain how to create your own Minotaur for beginners. Alright, time to cook. Now we set up our printer. With our resin of choice, we will pour this into the reservoir tank, filling it up to at least halfway. Let's give our Minotaur a bath with our new wash and cure station. We're going to wash it for at least 7 minutes. Now that it's nice and clean, we can go ahead and dry it for about 10 minutes. Time for some old-fashioned elbow grease. We'll be using some sanding pads to smooth out the rough surfaces. Behind the scenes, this is where the real work is done. So now we're going to attempt to use a technique called the zenithal priming technique. This is where you spray paint the model with a primer of choice. For me, I'm using the Chaos Black. So I'm going to coat the entire model with Chaos Black. And then, once that's done and dried, I'm going to spray paint it with the white scar at different angles. And as you can see, I did kind of mess up on this model because I ended up spraying the whole thing white. But I wanted to keep it for the consistency of the video. But in the future, for future references, you want to look like this. This is another model that I created in ZBrush and 3D printed. And what we can really see here is that it gives a model a little bit more detail and depth with added highlights and shadows. This is how it should look with that technique. With the undercoat dry, we can finally start the painting process. I will start off by applying Mournfang Brown as a base flesh tone, and I will cover the entire model except the beard and the horns for now. We will deal with those later. And now with the basic coat added, we will go ahead and add another layer using a contrast paint called the Gorgrunta Fur. Now the cool thing about these contrast paints is that they actually seep into the crevices, providing more emphasis on raised areas. For instance, let's look at the muscular details on the Minotaur that I created. If this was over a zenithal highlight, it would have popped a little bit more. Speaking of the zenithal highlight, this would have actually been superb over that highlight because of how translucent these paints actually are. They go on brighter over whiter areas, making them more vibrant, but darker everywhere else, providing that contrast. So you'll still have the same shadow tone you had for your primer in the darker areas, creating a volumetric highlight you'll typically see. Now, I'll use a 50-50 mix of Mournfang Brown and Cadian Flesh Tone to highlight more of the muscles to build that separation from the rest of the body. Next, we'll be using Wildwood in the indentations of the abs and the muscles. The goal of this is to create more depth in the Minotaur. Next up are the horns. So I want the horns to be somewhat bony, and for that, I'll be using the Skeleton Horde for the base coat. I'll then follow it up by adding a few layers of highlights with the Ushabti bone on top. And as you can see, although contrast paints are designed to be one coat paints, they come with a few drawbacks. That's because contrast paints have very low viscosity, so they get runny, leaving a huge mess. Alright, onto the beard. So I wanted to give him that old wise sage look, and for that, I'm using the Griff Charger Gray, which I'm really not too much of a fan of because it gives it a bluish hue with the first coat. So I had to apply another coat to kind of make it gray. Hopefully you can see that here. I then painted white over the eyes, adding a little gloss on the tip, as you can see. So now I'm touching it up with some extra paint in the back to give it some lighter highlights of brown. I'm using a 90-10 mixed ratio of Flash Jits yellow and white for the rings. And finally, we can go ahead and spray some matte finish on this to seal the paint and give it some sheen, and we can call this done.